I play Diablo 4 and I like playing with guides for max roll. It's too many different mechanics in-game that makes it hard for me to keep track of it. Endgame builds, following a guide makes it more fun for you. That's absolutely fine. You play however you want to play. It's your game. That is how anyone should see it. It is your game. You go and play it in whatever way you want to play. You are not wrong for enjoying the game the way you want to enjoy it. Lan, you're really defensive, bro. Darko, do you think I am? Why am I defensive? Let me know. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. I'm sure there are moments that I can get defensive in the streams when, people are saying what I think is dumb stuff repeatedly. You're going down a deep hole, my friend. That's what she said. I would say that I probably do get defensive whenever I have to keep answering the same questions or dealing with people who do not understand that their input and opinion may not necessarily be how everyone else thinks and feels. Well, you can also call it passionate as well. No, it's okay, Darko. You said defensive. Defensive is a good word. It gives us a place to start from. And obviously, I want to improve. I want to do better than I am doing now. So if you think that I am being defensive, I want to know how I can be more approachable. Genuinely. What could I do or say that would make it easier for you, or that you think would make it easier for others, to be able to chat to me? Because I'm not going to obviously just immediately accept anything someone says. And I want to have a conversation with someone. Or should I say, do you find more of an interesting topic or just kind of exhausting? I don't mind talking about the same thing repeatedly. That's fine. If I'm exhausted by it, I will try to just say. Lynn, ask it. Go for it. I'm still interested in how I'm defensive. Because maybe I am. I can't judge myself. Maybe I've been really difficult to talk to this whole time. Maybe you guys just sat there being like, oh my god, I wish he was easier to chat to. Maybe you're so defensive because MMOs are dying and that's something you fear. Not really. I'd be fine if that happened. I'd just move on to play other games. There's far more retro games than there are MMORPGs. I assume what's happened here is you said that I was defensive and then you weren't really expecting me to call you out on it for as long as I have done, and now you're just kind of grasping at some straws to work out what you actually meant. Or maybe, ironically, that is me being defensive. I'm happy to kind of interrogate myself as well, and everyone in the chat can help you, of course. Am I unrage baitable? Not at all. I'm human, man. Don't put me on some kind of crazy pedestal. I'm absolutely human. I'm as fallible as anyone else. Don't hold me up to an impossible standard and then get saddened when it turns out that I'm just a guy. Why the focus on retro games over more contemporary releases? Is this a rejection of modern gaming culture or spot a niche? Modern releases are about chasing trends. And everyone says, you've got to cover this right now, you've got to cover that right now, you've got to cover this right now, you've got to cover that right now. And modern releases tend not to form a cultural impact or following as strong as retro releases do. So a brand new game comes out, I play it, I complete it, I put a video out on it. Another brand new game comes out, I play it, I complete it, I put a video out on it. Eventually it just becomes marketing. That's all it is. And that's all companies contact you for. Hey, you have a following, we have a game coming out, can you please review it? We would like to use you as marketing. Which means when I turn around and say, hey man, I'm not a massive fan of this, I don't think it's that good, then they're like, well, that wasn't the marketing we wanted. I have friends who cover every single new game the moment it comes out. And, more power to them. They enjoy doing that. But personally, I don't want to feel that as soon as a new game comes out, I have to immediately jump on top of it and everything suddenly becomes about the speed of completion. What people forget is that as soon as a new video game comes out, any review video gets the first mover advantage. Even if your video is wrong, if you are the first person to put a video out, you immediately start to dominate the search results. Which means many content creators are incentivized to not only be right, but to be fast. I don't like that. I don't like knowing that if I put a video out, I have to be first or I have to be last. I also don't particularly want to feel that I'm pressured to play these games on release, because so many video games release now that you simply cannot give them all the time that they deserve to be experienced and enjoyed before you move on to the next one. Like game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 releases all within 1 month. And suddenly I've got to put a video out on all of them and understand all of them. But the communities, if any do, form around these games, I will not have shown any kind of level of respect to because I won't have put enough time into any of the games. Playing the game on release also sometimes doesn't give you the best version of it. So if I had a choice between I'm going to play the next PlayStation game that releases or I'm going to go back and play Heroes of Might and Magic 3, I'm going to go and do that. Now, from a content point of view, you also have to realize that from a marketing angle, nostalgia seems to peak roughly 17 to 20 years after a thing. Which means if you go and look at whatever video games released 17 to 20 years ago from now, if I were to make a video on them, that would hit a major nostalgia market. It would also mean that I'm not competing for that market with other people. These days, it's definitely best to wait a month or two. Like, I played Cyberpunk, and I didn't particularly like the way Cyberpunk was designed. And people immediately jumped on me and went, oh, you just don't like it because of this, 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 and this on release. I'm like, no, none of those problems were there, actually. Do I enjoy WoW as much as I thought I would? I played it for 500 hours for the last month. I enjoy it more. So for me personally, I enjoy playing the retro games because I want to experience where gaming culture came from. I want to see what I can find to learn about in the older games. I want to have a more thorough knowledge of the older games. So if I see a modern game do something interesting, I know where it's come from, where it's been inspired from. And I also want to know that I'm playing the games because I want to play them. But a really big thing for me is older games were forced to contend with limitations. And limitation breeds creativity. I've said that many times before. Tell a developer they can't do something, and they will find a way to get around that limitation. Like how Silent Hill uses fog because they couldn't actually render the amount of distance they wanted to. That's the important bit. To me, seeing how older games overcame limitation is fascinating. What was it I don't enjoy about Cyberpunk 2077? I really like it, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts. It was a game that preached your choices matter where they really don't. It was a game that attempted to make me feel like Night City was this living, breathing being where it was actually a beautiful graphical city, but it did not respond or react to any of the actions that I put into it. And it asked me to make choices in the game that it really bigged up as having weight, that it then just didn't have any weight. I'll give you an example in a minute. I also felt that Johnny Silverhand hijacked the story, and the story didn't become about how V deals with anything they've got going on, but about how V becomes a bit character within Johnny's story. I felt that there was a lot of railroading going on within the game. Here's an example. You know, in Cyberpunk, there is the mission where you have to go into, I think it's Konpeki Plaza, and you're with Jackie. And you walk up, and the person that you talk to at the front desk says, oh, I see that you're going to speak to Taki-san. I'll give him a call now. And then you have T-Bug in your ear, and their exact words are, shit, no good, V, quick, stall, this isn't part of the plan. And you have to try and stall them. Remember that bit? And what you have to say if you have the corpo background is, did I ask you to do that? And then you say, hey, only do what you're told to do. And then the person doesn't make the call. Do you remember that bit? Do you know what happens if you don't do anything? If you just sit there and let them make the call? Because I thought, you know what, this is a major moment. The game is asking me to do something. There clearly have to be consequences for that. If you sit there, nothing happens. T-Bug intercepts the call from the receptionist and then kind of chastises you slightly over the radio, and then you carry on. They do not let you fail. That was one of the interesting things I realized, which to me made me realize, oh, my actions just don't matter, which I thought was weird. Now consider this. Earlier on in the game, sorry if you are, I'm spoiling this for you, but it was spoiled in the trailer. Early on in the game, you and Jackie are escaping from some enemies, and Jackie gets shot. Remember when Jackie gets shot? Remember when he's in the car? And he's holding his hand over his bleeding waist, and he kind of pulls his hand away, and he's like, oh, this is the end for me, and then he dies? Okay. What have we established? We've established that a character being shot kills them. Okay, cool. Later on, you're in the vehicle driving with Pan Am, and Pan Am gets shot. And there's a bit where she looks down and goes, oh, no, I've been shot. And then you find a healing canister item thing in the car, and she goes, oh no, it's expired, it's not gonna work. And then she stabs herself with it, and then she's fine. Could have just done that with Jackie, couldn't we? That was like a thing we could have done. So we've not only established that expired healing hypos work, we then killed Pan Am for like no reason. Sorry, we killed Jackie for no reason. No, Jackie was super wounded. Panam was casual wounded. Totally different. No, I get it. I do get it. There is a level of, actually, she didn't die as hard as he did. He died far more. I think there were just moments in Cyberpunk where I kind of stepped back and I'm like, this isn't my story anymore. And while I understand that good storytelling can indeed have elements of various characters within it, I just felt like the game got so distracted wanting to tell Johnny's story that it forgot to tell V's story. I think the gameplay of Cyberpunk is amazing. Like, the moment-to-moment gameplay is brilliant. I really enjoy that. I liked that quite a lot. The gunplay, fine. But consider this. How many gangs are there in Cyberpunk? Because every time you go to a city, you can see there's like a certain level of gangs in certain parts of the city, aren't there? You could not gain reputation with any of the gangs. Like, if you did a mission for a gang, you don't get any gang faction credit. You can shoot every single member of a gang that you see, and then you can go and work for their fixer, and they like you quite a lot. You can do every single NCPD mission, and the police have no idea who you are. Gang and faction reputation is not something they put into the game. They hyped up the factions, and they do not matter. You cannot be nice to one gang and nasty to another. Doesn't work. Not a thing they put in the game. Which I think is a shame, because then the police and the gangs end up feeling like the same thing. I even showed you in the video the dumbest thing I ever saw, which was where the fact that the police have a dedicated cutoff line where even if they're in the middle of chasing you and can see you, they will just stop. Have you guys seen that? I don't know if you've watched the video that I made, but have you seen how dumb the police are in Cyberpunk? Do you want to... I can show you right now how dumb they are. I might need to actually get the game up, but I can probably bring it up right now. It's so incredibly stupid. And I wasn't able to get into it from that. So you have a police system that don't remember you. You have a gang faction system that doesn't matter. You have a main character that is almost derailing your own story to be theirs. Patch 1.0 police. This is worse. This is worse. And then you get involved in a police fight and the police come and kill you. In fact, let me see if I can find how dumb the police look. Hang on. This will be like... I'm nearly finished streaming anyway, so I want to share the dumbest thing that I've seen with this. Might need to boot up Cyberpunk quickly. If you haven't played this game, you are about to see what I think is the dumbest police behavior in-game. Now, it's not a bad game moment to moment. What it is a bad RPG. As a first-person shooter, absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with the first-person shooter element whatsoever. That kicked ass. Let me load this save up, see what happens. Let me just stick this down on 1080 so it's not going to absolutely destroy the PCs and whatnot. Okay. Let me show you one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen this game do. I've still got the double jump legs going on. And the graphics are lovely. The graphics are totally fine. I've got one of the endgame guns, I've got the build for it, everything's all sorted out. Let's grab my car, and let's get to where this dumb stuff happens. Now, I've not driven this car in a while, so give me a second to get back into it. We're going good. It's going fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's totally okay. Don't worry about the driving. Everything's fine. Right, let's get out of the car. Don't need that. That's purely... Here we go. This is why I think the game is dumb. I'm going to travel to... I think Pacifica does this best. Where... Hang on. Where was Pacifica? That'll work. The Grand Imperial Mall. Let me show you what I found really difficult to kind of come to terms with this game. This game is amazing. Oh, perfect. Thanks. Thanks, Cyberpunk. You never let me down. Just front flip the motorbike straight over everything else. Here's what I find interesting about this game. There are areas of the game that are delegated as safe zones, where no combat can happen, and more importantly, no police can get involved. I think one of them is over here. I want to find where one of them is. Oh yeah, I think I know where we are now. Okay, cool. Right, here we are. This is what I found difficult to really get into Cyberpunk for. Check out the minimap in the top right. See how it says safe zone? And see how when I step over here, that goes away. While you are outside of the safe zone, you can sprint, you can jump, and you can dash. You can also throw grenades, willingly. While inside the safe zone, you then lose the ability to do the little dash thing, and you can no longer throw grenades. You're not allowed to. What you can do is stand outside the safe zone and throw grenades in. That's fine. What's very important is that you also can't pull your gun out in the safe zone. It says action blocked in the top left. But you can pull your gun out here, and if you try to shoot in, totally fine. That's okay. Now what you can also do is get a police wanted level. See that little star in the top right? And you can increase that wanted level by just, you know, shooting things. But as soon as you go into the safe zone, that drops off and goes away. Now what's very important with this is that it does not matter how high that wanted level is. So I've got 2 stars right now because I shot a policeman, which means they're going to actively send more people over to kill me. I might even equip a better grenade. Let me just see if I can find some better grenades. Right, here we go. Notice that I've got 3 stars right now, which is rapidly going up as I just slice through all of the police with the katana that I've got from completing all the ninja missions. But, interestingly, what happens if I go over that line again over here? We good? Yeah, we good! You guys don't know who I am now, do you? You have no idea who I am. What if I do this? What if I slice your partner up like that and then, oh, hang on, no, my bad, silly me. I did a silly. Oh, remember that time? Remember when I sliced your partner up? Oh, fun times. Goodness me. Have a grenade. Oh, just a joke. Oh, remember when we did that thing where I threw the grenade at you and then you all forgot immediately? Must have been the wind. Oh, goodness me. What if I slice you? Twas only in jest, my friends. Yeah, so do you guys get why I don't like Cyberpunk? I think it's dumb. Anyway, guys, that's me for the evening. Go and have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night. And God bless. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm just trolling. Oh, these people are just trolling. No. Sometimes people write out multiple paragraphs on Discord to explain why I'm wrong, why they need me to know that I'm wrong, and exactly why they don't like how I discuss these things online. So I got a message on Discord that just reads, I'd assume your DMs are blocked. Oh, no, Godswall. DMs are open on everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Discord. I hate my mental health. You know, everyone's got full access to me at all the times. Don't worry, it's grading. I'm shaving off bits of myself every day. We're going to see what happens. Here's the message. I've got beef. If you don't like Cyberpunk, that's totally fine. You're entitled to your opinion. And if you're ever open to talking about the game, I'm happy to have that conversation. My issue is the way you talked down to someone who pushed back on why Jackie dies and Panam lives. I'm paraphrasing, but it was basically, oh yeah, Jackie died harder than Panam. How can you be snarky at a time when you play a game where a single dice roll can decide life or death? A crit, a failed save, a bad luck streak. That's the entire system. And on top of that, the situations aren't even comparable. Panam got shot, had a way to heal, and was told to stay in the car. If you talk to her afterwards, you can literally see the scar from where she was hit. Jackie got hit, kept fighting, and made the injury worse because damage is cumulative in situations like this. These aren't the main circumstances. They aren't the same circumstances, and treating them like they are, with sarcasm, is flat out wrong. No hate here. If I saw you, I'd gladly shake your hand and ask you to sit down and talk it out, but it gets under my skin when people get talked down to or shamed for liking something, while your chat cheers you on because you didn't like it. Therefore, you are correct, and anyone who disagrees is a, in brackets, mouth-drooling moron. So I replied, I have literally never said anyone who likes Cyberpunk is a mouth-drooling moron, and insinuating that I have is extremely insulting. I do not care if you like something, but when we are discussing it on Twitch, this is a stream of consciousness, and if you disagree with something so hard that you feel the need to send a multiple paragraph Discord message, Just go outside. Just look and go, I disagree. And then go and do something else. Taran says, it's a bit disheartening to see that selfish and negative people usually get more attention than someone who's friendly and restrained. That's because, Taran, unfortunately, this is entertainment. And entertainment is all about drama and conflict. Very little entertainment is fully focused on positivity. There are moments, don't get me wrong. Bob Ross, very positive guy. Steve, the Neighborhood, very, very focused, positive, happy, lovely. Sesame Street, generally happy-go-lucky stuff. That's absolutely fine. However, unfortunately, Mr. Rogers, absolutely, there we go. But for the majority of people, entertainment is conflict. Yeah, Steve Owen, the idea of just being positive. Positivity does have a place. Unfortunately, negativity ends up taking far more of our attention than positivity does. It's just the way it works. I mean, even in Bob Ross, he would beat the hell out of that brush every day. You know? There was violence. Is it dungeon time? Not just yet. I'm eating a cheese twist from Lidl as well, by the way. If someone thought that I was belittling people for their opinion on it... Cyberpunk seems to have some really, really obsessed fans. And there is nothing wrong with being obsessed with something. I'm obsessed with a lot of stuff. But there is a level of obsession that causes you to have to tell other people your opinions and your feelings and your ideas based on their opinions of your obsession. You don't need that. It sometimes worries me. You played Cyberpunk once through, it's a really great game. Quicksilver, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I wasn't particularly enamored with it. I thought it was a 6 out of 10 game, hiding behind 10 out of 10 graphics. But I'm not saying that someone's wrong for enjoying it.